Shout out to Alana Trotman for sending me this story. And I actually knew or saw this on Instagram the other day, but I didn't think to talk about it. I just kind of clowned him when I posted the picture on Twitter, and the rest of my followers followed suit. But when she sent me this article and how they titled it, I couldn't help but laugh and said, I have got to talk about this because it confused me in more ways than one, and you'll see what I mean. So this guy's name, and if you live in Georgia, you most likely know who this is. This is State Representative Vernon Jones, and he is currently in this picture crowd surfing at a Trump event. Now, what makes this even more weird or confusing is the fact that this guy is not even a Republican. He's a Democratic state representative for the state of Georgia, crowd surfing, or as somebody dubbed it, Sambo surfing, at this event. And it confused the heck out of me. I'm like, you are on the opposition. Why are you there? Crowd surfing. Like you're a rock star. I haven't seen crowd surfing since like the early 2000s. But what made this interesting is because the title of the article is Captain. I'm going to say the word for the sake of this video. Now, y'all know I usually don't say it, but I'm going to say it for the sake of the video because of how it's titled. They call him Captain COVID. Crowd surfing Democrat tries to stir black support for Trump. I tell you, 2020 has been a very wild and weird year in more ways than one. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and read the article now. When Vernon Jones, a black Democratic state representative from Georgia, crossed party lines to deliver a passionate endorsement of 45 at the Republican National Convention, the party greeted him like a rock star. Now comes evidence the label has now gone to his head. At a Trump rally in Macon, Georgia on Friday night, Jones launched arguably the most ill-advised and dangerous crowd surf since the electro dance legend Steve Aoki broke a concert goer's neck in a dinghy. Thumbs raised and not wearing a mask, the 59-year-old lawmaker launched himself into a mostly maskless audience, riding a sea of red MAGA hats, packed tightly together in contravention for Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of the woo-woo social distancing guidelines. The grinning Jones was passed overhead from deplorable to deplorable, to use a term for Trump supporters Jones cited in a tweet defending the stunt. Yes, I surfed the crowd, Jones wrote. To the haters, stay mad. You'll be even more mad come November 3rd. On social media, reaction was swift and brutal. One Twitter user dubbed Jones Captain COVID. Others denounced him as an idiot and a loser living in a fairy tale land. Republican Hope Jones, who was first elected to the Georgia State House back in 1992, can help shore up the black Republican vote in his state. Trump won Georgia from Hillary Clinton by more than 5 points in 2016, but recent polls shows the president trailing Joe Biden by almost 1.5 points. Race has also emerged as a key theme in Georgia's tightly contested U.S. Senate contest, in which both the Democratic candidates and Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff hold narrow leads, according to Quinnipiac polling this week. One of the Republican incumbents, David Perdue, was involved in an incendiary moment at Trump's Macon rally when he mangled the name of Kamala Harris, Biden's running mate. The first, I'm not going to refer to her as black. They want to keep saying that, but she doesn't even refer to herself as that. I'm not going to even finish reading that statement. Perdue's campaign claimed it was an innocent mistake, but Ossoff, in an interview with MSNBC, attacked his opponent for vile race-baiting trash talk. In the other race, a special election in which Warnock, a black pastor, faces both the Republican incumbent Kelly Loeffler and Doug Collins, a serving Republican congressman, the specter of QAnon looms large. Loeffler has embraced the endorsement of the far-right congressional candidate Marjorie Taylor Greene, an enthusiastic peddler of baseless QAnon theories, who has expressed racist views in social media posts. At the Republican convention in August, as one of a number of first-night speakers of color to deliver a similar message, Jones tore to Democrats handling of racial issues. Now, here's the thing. This guy is a quote-unquote Democrat. This is the part that confuses me. He's a quote-unquote Democrat, and he's speaking as if he's a Republican and going to these Republican events and crowd surfing and all of that stuff right there. But it is what it is. Why is a lifelong Democrat speaking at the Republican National Convention? He said in a controversial speech he later said he intended to be a culture shock. The Democratic Party does not want black people to leave their mental plantation. We've been forced to be there for decades and generations. Now, here's the thing. He is talking all that crap about his own party while still being a representative of that party. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, can somebody in the comments after hearing this video help me out, help me try to make that make sense? Jones resigned his Georgia House seat in April after his first endorsement, but he rescinded his decision days later, claiming he had received overwhelming support. So you decided to give up your seat and then quickly went back to your seat. You said overwhelming support. Basically, he probably thought he wasn't going to get much help from the other side. So he said, oh, let me just sit here for a while. Let's see if there's anything else here. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's confusing to me. I hope it's worth it. I hope that he gets everything that he's looking for. And I hope it doesn't come out that he has caught the woo-woo while trying to be Captain COVID, as that person called him. But this guy's a fool. I need to hear from my Georgia subscribers. Did y'all hear about this? And if you have, can you please let me know what you think about this? And I will talk to you in the next one.